first speaker today will be Michael Latch from CBRE. Michael will be discussing the current status of the retail market. Michael's, like I say, he's a broker with CBRE. He specializes in the sale and leasing of retail properties as well as retail and restaurant tenant representation. He's worked in the Tucson commercial real estate industry for 13 years, and he is a proud graduate, it says right here, proud graduate, of the University of Arizona Eller College of Management. Michael?
Good morning, everyone. So I thought we'd start out by kind of taking a look at 2014 year in review. There's certainly some positive indicators, including net absorption of 213,000 square feet, which is it's a continuing trend for the past 3 years. Vacancy rate was relatively flat at 8.3%. This looks great. Typically in our market, a vacancy rate under 10% indicates a really strong, healthy market. But the next point is, average rents are at $16.85, which is still below our pre-recession levels. So what that says to me, in order to really have a strong, healthy market, we're gonna need some rent growth. And hopefully that's the next phase for retail in Tucson. And I certainly think that the property owners and us brokers that work in this field would like to see that happen as well. There was a lot of deal velocity in the fourth quarter of 2014, which was interesting because in 2013, the fourth quarter was dead. And a lot of times that's attributed to retailers focusing on their holiday sales. They're not necessarily focusing on opening new stores. But the last quarter of 2014 was very active. And a lot of that activity is carried over into the first quarter of 2015. So there's reason to be really optimistic about the retail market going forward. There's been a lot of playing musical chairs with the existing tenants. I think our office brokers, industrial brokers would agree that it's the same in their specialties as well. And hopefully this will be the year that the national retailers really loosen the reins. And we're starting to see some of that activity, and hopefully that trend continues. The largest single deal in 2014 was the Walmart Supercenter at Houghton Town Center, which opened up very strong. And as a result, Houghton Town Center has been leasing up, and there's other projects happening in that area. Another theme for 2014 is really strong restaurant activity. We're seeing a lot of local concepts as well as national concepts coming to Tucson. So what are some of the trends that we're looking at? Retailers are focusing on right-sizing their stores in this omni-channel world of retailing where you have internet versus brick and mortars. A lot of retailers are looking at their retail footprints and trying to get that right. There's also been a lot of consolidations and mergers, particularly in the office supply sector, discount retailers, and everybody's favorite retailers, mattress companies. Again, there's been a proliferation of restaurants. It's a really active part of our market. Some box users are starting to show, some big box users are starting to show some signs of life. The next slide will talk about some new construction activity, and that's where you're gonna see some of the big box users building additional stores or entering our market. An exception to that would be at Broadway Wilmot, Dick's Sporting Goods, 50,000 square feet. It's nice to see that big box activity again. I think that there's going to be a lot of redevelopment opportunities. Retailers tend to focus on the core areas of our market, which tend to be around our regional malls, and there's just not a lot of quality product. So going forward, I think in order to accommodate those national retailers looking for quality product, you're going to have to redevelop sites, and the rents are going to have to justify that redevelopment. We have an aging retail product, and you can see that up and down Broadway, up and down Oracle Road. And a lot of times retailers are seeking locations where none may exist. So new construction activity. Obviously everybody's excited about the Marana Premium Outlet Mall. Should open this fall. I'm really interested to see the effect that that's going to have on Foothills Mall and La Encantada in particular. Houghton Town Center started off with a bang. They're working on their lineup for phase 2. Las Plazas at Old Vale, which is a project that I represent, is located right across the street from Houghton Town Center. That's breaking ground here in the next couple weeks. We have 2 lots in escrow and a 3rd lot, which hopefully will go into escrow shortly, so before even breaking ground. And I think that Walmart's really strong opening was a testament to how underserved this part of town was by retailers. Tucson Marketplace at the Bridges, Keno and I-10. They're actively working on their next phase. And there's a lot of other new projects that are on the books. We just need to see the housing growth to kind of jumpstart these projects. Real quick, retail restaurant trends. Because this is such an active part of our market, I thought I'd touch on this. Arizona is projected again to lead the nation in restaurant sales growth after leading the nation in 2014. The other states in the top 5 are Florida, North Dakota, Texas, and Colorado. Locally, what I'm seeing as I work with restaurant clients is it's very difficult to find good locations in prime areas. Local expertise is a must. You're not just going to find an empty second-generation restaurant space in a fantastic location and be able to plug your tenant in. You have to really understand those restaurants where there may be some hidden opportunities. Downtown dining scene continues to evolve. Some clients I work with wouldn't touch downtown until they see how everything shakes out with the existing restaurants. Others are excited to jump in the mix. Some new restaurants are 5 Points Market. If you haven't tried it, it's fantastic, by the way. Nook went into the former V-Thai space. Barrio Cuisine opened up on Broadway. So there's still a lot of activity in the restaurant business downtown. Fast casual and fast food users are starting to secure locations in growth areas where they haven't been previously. An example of that is Chipotle and Baggins in Marana. I expect this trend to continue. Tucson seems to be a restaurant town, and I think we'll see different concepts continue to come to town, and we're certainly going to lose some, as the Arizona Daily Star likes to show weekly in their slideshow, the restaurants we've lost. Well, there's other people that are going to come in and take those spaces, so that's encouraging as well. So expectations for 2015. As we discussed as part of our multifamily panel, modest local economic and population growth, continued sluggish new home construction. I expect the trend of positive absorption to continue, and there's going to be fierce competition for prime space as it becomes available, and hopefully that leads to that rent growth that we'll need to have a truly strong market. New retailer concepts are going to continue to come to the market, and the good news is more Mattress Stores. Thank you, everyone.